Hi guys, we're doing another reading vlog and I'm honestly so excited, as I should be. We're doing like a cozy romance, like a little rom-com moment this week, and I already have 3 really exciting books picked up. We have Pumpkin Spice Cafe, we have The 7-Year Slip, and then we have Wild Eyes. And these 3 are all, less the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, but the 2 others I've had on my radar for a little bit, so I'm really excited to get into those. With the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, it's mostly to take advantage of the season. I've already cheated a little bit and gone like 3 chapters or something into the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and so far it's kind of cute, but I'm not sold on FMC. I feel like she's a little annoying, and she might grow on me, or she might develop as a character. Because their meet cute is a little weird, I'm not gonna lie. And then she keeps going on about these like tangents where she fully believes that she's either haunted or dying, I guess, or something like that. And it just feels a little extra, I guess. I hope she'll grow on me. Yeah. So I was drinking my iced coffee, minding my own business, eating my breakfast, but the Amazon man came. But I know some of these I've ordered, but some of these my friends have ordered me, so I don't know what they are. So I'm really excited to open them. Okay, this one is one of mine. This one is mine. It's because I read Scythe and I absolutely loved it. And I need to read the next few, because this was a 5-star book for me. This is from one of my best friends called Julia. And the note is so cute. Thank you so much. This one is also just gorgeous. And it has the most gorgeous illustrations in it. I'm gonna devour this book. The worst part, is that Julia has already sent me one book before. It was this one, which is also just gorgeous, and I've heard so much about it. And this one also has a cute note. And I feel like I'm gonna lose these, but I have this little wasabi tape. So we could, immediately before I forget, tape them down on the first page. I feel like this one is quite good. Alright, next in the little pile. Not looking. There. This is from Louise, again from the Discord that I talked about. And it just says, oops, I fell, sorry. I don't know how many of you guys read it, but the first one, My Neighbor is a Vampire, I think it's called. I really liked it. I think I gave it like 3.5, 4 stars. So this is the second one, and I'm honestly so excited about it. Because the first one, he was the like side character, best friend of one of the MMC. So I'm gonna be so excited to read it from his point of view, because he was so full of shit, but like in the good way. Which one can we find here? I feel like this one, The Moon, might be pretty good. This might be -1. I think this is mine. Yes it is. We have the Toll to finish up the Thunderbird and Scythe series. And then we have the 7-Year Slip. It's honestly amazing timing that it arrived today, since this morning I was like, hey, we're starting the new reading vlog, and I will be reading this. I know that this book is so many people's 6-star reads, so I'm really excited. I've had a lot of nerves going into this book, and it took me a while to order it because I kept pushing it off because I was scared I wouldn't like it. Now that I have you here, I also wanted to give you an update on how I'm doing with the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I'm about 63% in or something like that. And the things that annoyed me in the beginning is not annoying me as much anymore. Like she's become less annoying, I guess is the best way to describe it. She's overthinking a little bit less. But I think the author might, in the beginning, have wanted to like really drive home that is a big change for her to go from the city, from her previous job, and go to live in
in this little town to run this pumpkin spice cafe, right? And I feel like, yes, that did help drive the point home, but I fear it was done in the wrong way, in a way that actually made me a bit annoyed. I know some people find it a bit cringe that the MMC names his farm animals after singers, like pop song singers. I don't have that problem. Yeah, it's a bit strange, but we all got a little quirks, right? So far I am enjoying it. It is never gonna be higher than like a 3.25 though. That's my current rating. So not a bad book at all, but I will most likely never think of it again.
Sorry about the angle, I just wanted to say something quickly. Right now we're at a point about right before 70%. And we've had so many slight setups now. So I just know that the third act conflict will be the miscommunication trope. I might still be wrong, but it's looking that way. And I don't want it. and they keep having these like interrupted moments of like making out. And now they're going back to her place. And I just know exactly what's gonna happen in the next 50 pages. And if that's what happens, I'll be a little grumpy. I finished Pumpkin Spice. The problem I'm experiencing right now is I have thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts, especially on the last 25%. Because until the last 25%, I was honestly laying on like a 3.25 in this entire thing. And then I read the remaining 25%. Now I'm thinking 2.75. I'm having a lot of thoughts. But since it's non-spoiler, how many thoughts am I allowed to share with you? It's to the point where I wrote them down. For this entire thing, they had like, oh, will they, won't they? Oh no, we can, we will, You can do it a few times, but not for 50%. And it kept going. And the thing where I was like, oh, I hope this isn't the third act conflict. Because they really set it up. So I knew exactly that it was the third act conflict. It was the third act conflict, yeah. So that was just really annoying, like the miscommunication trope that you saw coming. But the worst part of it was that the miscommunication trope came right after they had sex for the first time. And that sits wrong with me. That feels icky. And then throughout there was, of course, this whole plot with will they become a couple or not and their relationship. But there was a side-lane plot with problems at her cafe, and the problem with the cafe just solved itself in a way that I really dislike. Why have this entire thing if she's not gonna solve it? If it's just gonna solve itself, why add it? So I'm settling on a very nice 2.75. Now for the good news. I'm starting 7 years slip. And since I got it this morning, I can physically annotate it. And I have a lot of annotation here. So we're gonna find like colors that fit on this. And I am excited. I'm really excited. I have everything set up to start reading 7 Years Slip, but I just wanted to introduce you guys to something I want to start doing. And it's crocheting something inspired by the book I just finished. And that doesn't matter what it is, it's just that it kind of has to vibe, right? I'm also starting on something now that I'm really excited to show you guys. And then hopefully we'll be able to do this for every book, because I think it would be really fun to have like, I was about to say physical evidence that we read it, but that we have some kind of keepsake for each book. Boom. Little pumpkin for the little pumpkin spice latte cafe. Pumpkin spice cafe? Pumpkin spice cafe. Honestly, it's kind of cute. Okay, now that we're done with the little pumpkin, which looks adorable, we'll start the 7 Years Slip. Right now, I don't have any words, like any keywords that I'm tapping for, but I'll let you know when I find something. Why is the grandma so adorable? Good morning. I thought I would give a little update. First things first. Most important things first. I went grocery shopping. You might have found the most important thing, but it's like an Uli knockoff that was just in my grocery store. It is so comfy. For some reason it has short sleeves though, and that's throwing me off. But it was cheap, so. Then a little update on 7 Year Slip. I feel I'm getting buried with this book. It is so good. It is so good. Oh, I don't even know where to start. Let's start from the beginning. Instead of filling out all of the keywords, I guess, to tab for. So we have funny, cute, giddy, the writing, and then crying. And I'm probably about halfway. I'm on page 172. And she is tabbed up. And I'm enjoying it so much. It's so good. It's giving coloring book vibes. Which basically just means I want to highlight every single page there is in this. There's actually been turns in this I didn't see coming, which happens quite rarely with the amount of romance books I've read. And I do have a 5-star few, and it might even be a 6-star. I'm also thinking I have an idea of what I want to crochet in the book, because he calls her Lemon. I'm probably gonna crochet a little lemon. Book is honestly living rent free in my mind right now. I finished the 7 Year Slip, and I honestly have a little bit of a conundrum with it. This was fully an amazing book, and it flew past, and it was such a good experience. But the problem was that I don't feel like the ending was enough. I feel like throughout the entire book, we had this huge build-up with this idea of them meeting 7 years through life, right? So it just feels a little bit like we lost out on something. It could have been absolutely amazing, and a full rounding ending, and the fireworks and the magic, and comparing the entire first 90% of the book, the 10% last percent felt like reality instead of magic. And that might be on purpose, because no longer were they torn apart by time. But I am worried that I wanted a bit of that magic. I feel like we lost a bit of what made them special and what made their relationship stand out to me. So through the entire book, my rating was between a 5 and a 6 star. Don't get me wrong, this book was absolute magnet. Like I'm giving it a 5 star, but it doesn't get a 6 star. And that is because the last 10%, while it was still amazing, it wasn't the magic I hoped for. Now to the fun part though. We have to crochet something from the book. And I already have 2 colors picked up. If I just show you these 2, I feel like you're gonna be able to know what it is. I'll crochet it, I think, tomorrow or the day after or something like that. I just want to introduce it, and then I'll probably put the clip here as well. We're starting Wild Eyes. I didn't really like Wild Love. I feel like I usually love her books. I feel like every other book than Wild Love has gotten either a 4 or a 5 star. I think I gave it 2.5 stars, maybe 2. I feel like it was the first MMC that she ever did wrong. She did him dirty. But I really hope Wild Eyes is better, but I've heard some people be a little iffy about it as well, which kind of sucks. But I'm giving it an honest attempt, and then we'll see where we end up. I'm like 5 pages into Wild Eyes, and I have to be honest, the opening is not boding well. In those 5 pages, the FMC has shown herself to be a stupid brat, I guess. She's doing something dangerous and putting her life on the line for a video she's taking. Like she's standing with a bear. And then our MMC, he's done like, hey, you really shouldn't do that. Get back in your car, it's dangerous. And she's just like, you can't tell me what to do. And she sounds like she's 5. My thoughts so far is literally, I don't want to read about this woman as a main character, which is kind of unlucky. Of course I will keep trying to read it. I hope we just got an unlucky meeting of her, but her acting like a spoiled 5-year-old is not doing her any favors. On to other news. I've gotten 2 more packages. Let's see if we can find the note without actually looking. One of my friends called Liv, and she's such a treasure. The do-over. No, this is so exciting. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be really good. And then like we did earlier, we're gonna find a wasabi tape that fits. They're all kind of bluish colors, but this one's a bit lighter.
Thank you so much, Liv. I really, really appreciate it. I really appreciate you. I'm gonna spoil myself. This is from my gorgeous friend Laurie, and I can kind of guess which book it is, which is kind of fun. This I'm so excited about. I have heard so many good things about The Serpent and the Wings of Night, to the point where I know some people have this as like some of their 6-star books. In a reading vlog coming to you soon. I think we'll do a little glitter sky action. So we now have to do over in The Serpent and the Wings of Night. And I am so excited about both of them. They're such opposites though. Thank you so much, Laurie and Liv. I appreciate this so much, and I appreciate you guys so much. I come bearing bad news. My bad news is that I'm on page 105, 25%. I hate it. Like, I fully hate it. This girl has been trauma dumping from the very first second that we met her, and she's just been so rude and a brat, and ooh. Like, she's icking me so badly. And she's not just been trauma dumping on like adults. She's been trauma dumping on like a 6 and an 8-year-old. I'm sorry, what? I don't want to read this book. I straight up don't want to read this book. So I'm not gonna. Which means I'm sadly gonna DNF it. But there's another book I've been eyeing, and it's Ready or Not. And I've heard many good things about this. So I'm gonna put this in instead of Wild Love, and then we'll see how we do. But to be honest, it really doesn't have to be a lot better before I'm amazed. Sorry for the new placement. I'm away for the weekend for like a Halloween event with some friends. I started Ready or Not, like 56% through, and I'm loving it so much. So good, and it's less of a romance and more of a woman's fiction in some way, because it's about this woman learning about herself and realizing she can't count on a man to save her and give her like a stability, like she has to do it for herself. And I'm loving our main character. Everyone in this story just seems so real. No one is made out to be a bad person. No one is made out to be mean or evil or anything like that. Everyone's just realistic. And everyone's just trying their best, but having negative responses to something that makes them sad or being overwhelmed or something like that. But so far we haven't had a lot of romance. We've had like some snippets, but nothing really. Which is why I think it's so important that I really like IFMC, because this is about her. Guys, okay, I finished Ready or Not. This is a 6-star book. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. This was so good. I sat down and I ate this. I ate it in one sitting. No crumbs was left. This was such a good experience. I am rushing to Amazon to buy a copy of this physically. It was amazing. And it was just realistic seems to be the best way of describing it, because everyone's made out to be a real person in different ways. And a big thing that I really enjoyed about it was also the fact that there were some mean people or people doing the wrong thing, but they were doing it for the right reasons, which means that no one was made out to be cruel, and everyone was made out to have their own issues, and how they dealt with them was of course different. And this book was just our FMC Eve being an absolute amazing person. This was something I don't like in books, is when like the female main character is made out to need to be saved by a man, or that her life is kind of falling apart on her own. And we didn't have that here. We had a situation where Eve was coming to terms with the situation that she was in and learning to deal with it herself in a way where she would be comfortable and she would be happy. And she just grew so much as a person that you could see it on page and you could feel it in her. And it was such an emotional thing, because this would have been a good book. This would have been a fucking great book, even without the romance. I mean, the romance was good. Don't get me wrong. The romance was really good. And this guy is definitely a book boyfriend. We had Seth and we had Ethan in here. It isn't really a love triangle, so don't worry about that. But we have this we have such amazing dynamics between all the characters. We just have such truly and general nice people in this. And I could honestly sit down and reread it right now. This is also suffering from my coloring book energy, because there was just so many times in this book where I was crying or laughing or happy or giddy or just embarrassed even. Like, this took me so many places and I loved every second of it. But definitely suggested. We read 3 books, 3 and a bit of a book. We started out reading Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Pumpkin Spice Cafe was not all that. Looking back on it, I'm thinking like a 2.75 is a very fair rating. Then we read 7 Year Slip, which was definitely a 5-star book. I am still sad that I can't tip it over and give it a 6-star as well. We tried starting Wild Eyes. That wasn't all that. We DNF'd that 105 pages in. And then we read one of my new favorite books of all time, Ready or Not, which I'm also giving a 6-star. So this has honestly been such a success. Like, honestly, this week, been great. And then we crocheted a bunch of different things for each book, which I'm also really excited about. We started out with crocheting the little pumpkin for Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Then we crocheted the little lemon for 7 Year Slip. And then we crocheted the tiny little dog for Ready or Not, for the little dog cafe that's in it. But I thoroughly enjoyed my reading for this week, and I'm really excited to start the next one.